My name is Amanda Stephenson. I live in Washington, D.C. I'm rooted here now. I'm a transplant. I'm from a farm in Virginia, and I'm just honored to actually be in the great Washington, D.C., where I am a homeowner, business owner, but most importantly, I am a mother, a sister, daughter, a friend, and a Washingtonian. When people ask me about my early life and the connection to food and farming, I have to say, I didn't choose this life. It actually chose me. I was born on a farm. My father actually moved to a more rural area, and that was kind of where I lived all of my life, basically, before I moved to the District of Columbia. Growing up on a farm, it was like a hard knock life, waking up before school, farming, going to school, coming back, taking care of the farm. But to add to that, my father was blind, and at my young age of 10, he was given a terminal prognosis of cancer. He was given 6 months to a year to live. So we understand food, of course, as a way of nutrition, but we also knew food to be economics because we grew up on a farm, but also as medicine. It became his medicine and helped him surpass his life expectancy by 18 years. So I understand food to be multi-solving and the importance of farming. And that was something that was really impactful. And I gained a lot of knowledge. It was a lot of hard work, and I wanted life full of glitz, glam, culture beyond agriculture, and a lot of moving cars and just a city life. I wanted something different. Coming to DC, I started the Fresh Food Factory and the Fresh Food Factories market because I saw a lot of parallels from people in my community and that of my father, him having that terminal prognosis, him battling with cancer, coming to the communities here in the District of Columbia, especially those east of the river, understanding the complexities here, understanding that the life expectancy is some 16 years less of those west of the Anacostia River, and just saying, hey, you know what? I was actually, kind of groomed for this. This is something that I could do. I could start something that makes a difference. So I started the Fresh Food Factory market, putting ag in place so people could be used to and introduced to urban farming. People could understand how to process food and have a space where food could be sold to make a profit. Also, a place where the community could come and gain access, but that food security is so important. And in starting the business, I knew I had to do this because I wanted to be the change that I needed to see in my community. I needed to be the change that I wanted to see in my community because there was nothing here to really help the community move forward. There were stores here, but they were selling foods that were not beneficial for community. 5 for 5. A lot of people actually buy products because of budget, and they're looking at food that has millions of ingredients in them, and it depletes them, and it's nothing that's going to actually nourish them. So I wanted to actually change that because I felt that kind of led to my father having cancer, and a lot of people in the community suffered from food-related diseases. So I wanted to actually combat that. And then starting out and getting support, it was a feat. I mean, I didn't really get any support from most of the entities that I spoke with, businesses, people, agencies, what have you. So I had to bootstrap. So it was my savings. It was definitely my faith. It was definitely credit cards and more prayers. So that's what led me to actually start this. I knew it was something that needed to be done. And even though people didn't see it to be viable, I knew the impact that it could actually make. So starting out, it was a feat to actually garner support. It really took me a while to actually get started because I had to actually bootstrap my endeavor. I had to find my own vision. I wanted to make sure it became a reality by any means necessary. And I think that's what you do as a change agent, an entrepreneur, pioneer, whatever we want to identify as. We're here to actually make a difference. And I got tired of waiting on someone else to do it or some help to actually get it done. And a great way to actually get people to buy into what it is that you want to introduce, being that it is change, is to have them to be active contributors in that. So having the grocery store, providing training, but also offering demonstrations and tastings We help people to understand what different foods are, especially herbs, and how to actually infuse them into foods and beverages, and how you could actually use some vegetation and fruits to actually season food or to sweeten foods, and just to get them to eat differently and to really consider nutrition when you're talking about medicine, when you're really talking about health and wellness. We can't separate food from that. You can't have a conversation about better health without having a conversation about food. I mean, where would we be? Everybody needs it to sustain. So there were some challenges, and I've been able to overcome them by getting community involved and getting them to actually taste the difference and be a part of that. They kind of like sang our praises of it and became our biggest ambassadors. So going back through my journey, there have been a lot of pivotal moments. Even moments of clarity and change are really important. I would definitely encourage any entrepreneur not to be afraid to restructure, not be afraid to take some time out to redo some things, right? Because then that you learn and you get better at your craft and business in general. So I think more recently, being able to win or garner support from government, both local and federal government, and different entities to actually push the vision into fruition, further it along, make sure that we're adding more impact in our community. That has really helped along the way, and it's really made my soul happy, because a lot of times doing it by yourself, understanding the issue and the complexity of gaining capital, earning capital, both financial capital and social capital, is critical to any business. But being able to do that in an industry, food industry, one that has been overlooked, one now everybody's saying that, like, look, we need this is essential, people need food, quality foods. Now people saying that the problem of food scarcity is pandemic. It is a huge issue. Thankful that we've been able to garner support, and grateful on last year we've been able to really enhance our efforts and really push our growth strategy and moving into multiple locations, creating that chain. So that's a part of a larger vision, but really pushing that envelope forward. I am most proud of that. So the Anacostia Art Center has been an absolute amazing tool and entity, a support, my advocate, a friend, a safe place for the Fresh Food Factories market. A lot of people forget about culinary arts as an art form, so I think it was fitting for our culinary experience to be actually placed here. It's conducive to my commute because I live in the area, so that was one great facet. Another being that it was affordable. The Anacostia Art Center had been made affordable to a lot of businesses who needed a platform to actually get started and to kind of like move its efforts forward. So the Anacostia Art Center was definitely an entity, and its owners, they believed in my vision, they supported it, they read through the business plan and thought it was a viable and a feasible concept for me to actually do and introduce in this neighborhood. So it really became the backbone of my business. It showed what big impact we could make within a small footprint. Being in a food desert, that's the moniker. We've been here since 2019 with the Fresh Food Factories market. We've actually seen a lot of people gravitate to more healthy options. We do promotions online. We are looking to expand, and a lot of people are looking to help us actually move that vision forward. And I think this is largely because of a lot of the trainings that we do. We've gotten some relationships with government, again, Department of Employment Services, Department of Human Services, OSSI, and the like, being able to go into schools, introduce youth, introduce seniors, and working with United Healthcare, understanding that nutrition is a huge part of healthcare. We've been able to partner with a lot of great entities in our community, and I think that really tells a story of our impact that we've done or what we've made organically, that some of these agencies and entities reached out to us to say, hey, we know who you are, we see what you're doing, and we would like for you to actually work with us to make a larger impact. And also, I've been asked to panel with the Secretary of Agriculture. And last year, we had a discussion about agriculture and food and produce in this community. And also, a couple years ago, we got a call from the Office of the Secretary of the Department of Labor. Secretary Walsh came here to our location in Anacostia. But prior to that, when getting that call, I had to make sure it was legitimate. I'm like, send me an email, and I had to make sure that everybody's email was legit, that was copied on that. I'm like, how did they hear of this small business making that impact on the training experience of DC residents? That was huge for me. That's another pivotal moment. And my mama has always told me not to despise small beginnings. So you always stay humble, stay true to what it is that you want to do, and make sure you do it wholeheartedly. We fed more than 13,000 people. Since starting, we had we still have a weekly food distribution. We've helped over 50 small businesses in the food space increase their sales and really further their brands. We're growing into larger space now where we'll be able to house more food-based businesses. So we've been able to really impact the community, both patrons, residents, and small businesses who are looking for additional supports. The future for the Fresh Food Factory is one that I'm truly excited about. A lot of times I've been a little bit reserved and not letting the cat out the bag too early. But as you may know, we have 2 new locations that we are opening in the Great Ward 8 and the amazing Ward 7 as well. We're going to open a location on Kenilworth Avenue and one on the Great Marion Barry Avenue, and they're both in the pipeline, and we're getting ready to start construction on them. And that will be the start of the Fresh Food Factory Market and Eatery. Both will have an eatery component. A lot of times I've written around, like, where can I get some healthy food now for my family? Yes, I want grocery goods that I can heat up, cook, have ready, prepare for my family later, but I need something now. And being able to answer that call and have all of what I'm looking to do in one location or multiple locations now will be great, because it gives people an opportunity to actually walk to our location, get grocery goods, buy something that they could eat on the go, but it also creates an opportunity for incubation. So we are going to be able to work with small businesses and then use our commercial kitchens. Where are the commercial kitchens east of the Anacostia River? So we've been working at that, and that's been since 2016, 2017. So we're finally going to be able to bring that in 2024 towards 7 and 8. And that's been a feat that we've been able to overcome, but we've been able to do that with the support of Wake Up. So I'm pleased to actually plug them in this because of their amazing supports along the way. But these are some of the amazing things. Another thing, I became an AGOA advisor, and what that is working in different African countries, 35 approved African countries. They were approved through USAID, and we identify buyers in the U.S. and connect them to Africa and to buy from different countries. And that helps me because I'm a buyer as well. We sell local, healthy, ethnic foods, and a lot of where we're buying from, we're buying third party, paying all of this money, different things like that. And it'll be great just to connect to the continent directly. So working with AGOA, working with Global Chamber of Commerce, working with different entities, and hosting an expo this summer, and I'm gonna invite you to actually come. So I want everyone to actually come and just really be a part and really understand the power that Africa has and how we can empower ourselves and empower our global communities there by working together. So that's what this expo will do. So these are just some of the things that we're doing to not just help ourselves and our business, but to help businesses who are members of the Fresh Food Factory and beyond. So I don't win if we all don't win. So I think that has really been part of my fabric, being just woven into other people and how I could further impact their lives. If I had a chance to impart knowledge to other small businesses, I would say a couple things. One, I would say what my mom said to me: don't despise small beginnings. A lot of us have great ideas and just need someone or something to actually push it forward so it can be as fruitful as we desire it and as we envision it to be. And to say that it will come, I also would say something that someone has told me at a time when I wanted to separate myself from an opportunity. Everything is preparation for your next step in life. That's something that I would say. So as you're going through, remember that it is a way out, it is a way through, and understand and learn from that situation. And that situation propels you and helps you for your next step. And I've been able to use that at times when I may have missed a deadline for a proposal. And I'm like, I've written this proposal to the best of my ability. I'm down to the wire. Something else has actually got my attention that was urgent and I missed the deadline. But I have to keep in mind that there's another opportunity that's coming and I could actually use that same proposal to respond to that next opportunity. That was preparation for my next opportunity. But just keep the faith. So that's what I've been able to do, and understanding that everything is preparation. The underline of that is, just keeping the faith that everything will come into fruition. If you're meant to do this, it's going to work out. So keep the faith, stay true to what it is that you want to do, and let's support each other.